Hey, welcome back to episode 4 of what is my show called? Collector's Haven. Yes, I'm Mike Pingel. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going deep inside of Canada, where a large X-Men is being held captive.
Very
Okay, well, just toys, not an X-Men. Unless you guys do have an X-Men in there, do you?
Wish we did.
Today, we are talking with Al and Paulie. I love your name.
Yeah. Paulie.
Paulie.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll just sing to you all through the whole show. Who cares? They both collect a bunch of stuff. They collect, let me get my list here. X-Men, horror, comics, and Scooby-Doo. That's right. Another Scooby-Doo collector.
Yes. I was impressed with your last episode.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you for being impressed. Thank you. Well, I'm impressed with seeing what you guys have. Let's start out with, how did you start collecting?
I was a newspaper delivery kid, and a gentleman that I delivered, he worked for TSR, and he gave me some of their original role-playing stuff for Marvel. And I got to read about the characters and what their powers were and what their abilities and their nature and stuff like that. And I really fell in love with the X-Men universe through that. And that's when I started buying comics and the toys, and it's led to this.
Led to that. What was
I
your
say that because I can't walk around the room right now.
what was your first piece that you got that sparked that collector?
The first toy piece I ever got was my stepdad bought me the original 8 set, which was released in 91.
Okay. And with the 91, I mean, I was doing a little bit of research because, I just can't, because I have to expand my knowledge. Was that the first set of X-Men? Why weren't there before, or why weren't there, how did that happen?
In the 90s, they had the X-Men TV series. They hadn't released any toys before because there wasn't the popularity of, I cannot say this word, proliferation of superhero stuff that is out now. It was basically comic books, which was regulated to the nerds and stuff like that. It wasn't the popularity that it was now. When the 90s hit and you had the Spider-Man cartoon and the X-Men cartoon, and that spread out to Iron Man and Avengers and stuff like that, that's when the popularity of the toys and everything started to really take place.
Excellent. So it was basic on the Saturday morning cartoon X-Men, right?
Yes.
And so do you have all of those on DVD or VHS, or?
Oh yes, I have them all on Blu-ray.
How many times do you watch them?
I've probably seen them, I'm going to say, at least 40 times for each season. It's my go-to. When I'm home in the morning and there's nothing on, it's stick on X-Men.
Get your little bowl of cereal and just sit there and eat.
Actually, yes.
Fantastic. So can we start looking at some of your pieces that you have?
Sure, not a problem. I'll show you the original 6 here. The original set is right along here. That's the original 9-piece. Sorry, I was wrong, 9-piece set. And then if we go around the room, I have the board games up there.
Excellent.
Up in the hallway there that you can see, that's the books. All of these are books based on X-Men and Marvel, and the binders at the bottom are cards. This is a piece that my husband had made for me for Christmas. It's actually me done up with my favorite character as X-Men. So let me.
Who is your favorite character? Who is your favorite character?
My favorite character has and always will be Shadowcat.
Shadowcat. What does Shadowcat do?
Shadowcat's ability is to phase. She can walk in through any object. It disrupts electricity. She also, when she does it, she can also learn to walk on air. She can hold people and have them phase with her. I fell in love with her because one of the first comic series I ever bought was Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, which is her regular name. And I fell in love with the character being at the time 8 years old. She was 13. It didn't seem like it was that big of a jump age-wise. to feel like it was my age group to be an X-Men type of thing.
Excellent. Wow. What is your most prized possession? How about in this room? What's your most prized in this? Because you have more than one room, right?
Oh yeah, there's a secondary room. My most prized in this room would have to be probably the bootleg ones, just because they're so hard to find. So I actually found them just outside Toronto in a place called Hamilton, at a store there, and it was only last year that I found my bootlegs. Otherwise, it would probably be a custom piece that the husband made for me, and one that a friend of mine made just recently. He just recently got into clay work, and he made the storm here for me as a display piece.
Oh, wow.
So just the fact that they're custom pieces, that's what I really like.
That is fantastic. I'm just looking here. Look at all the stuff. Where do you buy most of your stuff? Do you buy it on eBay, or do you go to swap meets or at the stores?
I go everywhere. I love flea markets. We will literally drive around town or drive to a place, and I look up every comic store that is available in the area, and we will go to each individual one. We map out where they are, how to get to them, where to go, and we'll go to each individual one. And I just love, we call it nerd teaking.
I love that. Now, do you find that you buy something at each place?
Normally, yes. To regret of my husband, yes.
Not to my regret, to our bank account's regret.
Exactly.
Yeah, like yesterday when we went out, I ended up buying 7 different pieces just for the collection.
And how much is the range of prices for the pieces that you're purchasing?
It depends. Some of the smaller pieces, like the smaller pieces here, they're only maybe $1 a piece or $2 a piece. The dice and the collect cards that would go with it are $1. Some of the Lego figures are $2 or $5. But then you go to some of the bigger figures like the Apocalypse, that was $150. And then the Mego style dolls, I think, were about $50 a piece.
Oh, wow. Are those the bendable ones? The stretchable ones? Are those?
No, they're just the old style kind of Mego dolls. So you can pose them and that in different poses if you want. They don't stretch at all.
Wow. That is fantastic. What's the weirdest collectible in this room?
Oh, Lord, the weirdest collectible in the room. Okay, hold on a second. I got to find it. I had it. I saw it the other day. I think the weirdest one I have would have to be, there it is. Someone took old hero clicks and they added them to earrings. So it's Emma Frost is one of the characters, and they made Emma Frost earrings.
Oh, well, that sounds that would, have you worn them?
No. It's one of those things I refuse to take out of the pack just because they're so different.
Now, I notice a lot of stuff you have are out of the packaging. Do you have a room of packaging stuff, or do you rather have them loose and posable?
The only ones that I have the packaging remaining for is the statues here, or the busts, mainly because if we do ever move, I want to be able to pack those and keep those in pristine condition. Otherwise, because most of it's plastic, if I need to wrap it up, I can wrap it up and put it away, but I do prefer out of the pack just because it saves space. And I have only this limited space, so.
Can we get close up on those right in front of us? Like, it looks like you've put them all in, like this is all Wolverine, correct?
Right. Yeah, and then right above it would be all Colossus, all Storm, and then over here is Magneto. And then because those are the more popular characters, they obviously have more figures. But the lesser known ones, I have the heroes on a couple of shelves, including some Rogue is well known. Professor X only has a few, surprisingly.
What?
Cyclops has quite a few, and then Beast has a few, and then down below would be the villains. So Sabretooth.
The villains get the bottom shelf? Is that what you're saying? The villains get the bottom?
Well, not the bottom, because there's still 2 more shelves below it that are the Marvel Legends figures, which are the newest additions to the collection.
Oh, so you kind of, sandwich them between the heroes and the X-Men so they can beat them up, I guess.
Exactly. That way they can fight all the time.
Wow. Is that Storm hanging up there in the corner?
Yes. Yeah. That's from the X-Men Evolution series.
It's actually a puzzle.
So it's a puzzle that you put together, and then I hung it up just because I thought it would look better.
Oh, it looks cool. So, okay, let's talk turkey about movies. Which movie do you like the most? Do you hate the movies, etc.? Tell me.
I know that there's a lot of people who hate the movies. I personally love them, and I love them all. Obviously, Days of Future Past is my favorite because it has a more of a Kitty Pryde-centered storyline. But I love all of them because it's the characters I grew up with. It's the characters I know, and whether it's not the actual comic book version that people want to see, it's still the characters I love on the big screen. And that's not something growing up I ever thought was going to happen.
Nice. And now, wasn't there a new one, The Phoenix? Wasn't there a new X-Men just recently?
Dark Phoenix came out a couple of years ago. That was the last in the last trilogy. And as far as I know, until Disney decides to make more, until New Mutants gets released, which has been delayed 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix was the last one that they intend on making for a while.
Nice. All right, let's keep on the tour. What else do we have to show? What's going on? We're gonna move.
Okay. Well, we can move to a different room.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. There's one more thing in this room you want to show.
Oh yeah.
So for these ones, this one and the Magneto were the original. They made them larger than the original figures, but they're based on the original figures. But they're almost impossible to find. Those were ones that I think took me the longest to find when I first started collecting. I think it took me about 10 years to officially find them. But the one that took me the longest time and was my holy grail, as I said it, called it for a while, was actually this character named Cypher or Warlock from the New Mutants line, because there was only 3 characters released in that, and the other 2 I have in the package, but that one I've never been able to find in package, so I just have that one separated.
Oh, great.
So we have all the Kitty Pryde or Shadowcat cards there.
Angle it down here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So with your collection, how much do you, I mean, is it endless stuff to buy? Or I mean, do you find that you find 5 things, you need to buy 5 more things?
Right now, Marvel Legends is always releasing generally new lines every couple of years or every year.
Yeah.
They also normally include Build-A-Figure, so you have to buy the entire line to be able to build the figure that they finally have at the end.
Oh, that's neat.
So there's always stuff to get. It's just sometimes they'll release characters that either I have no interest in, or it's just a repaint, or a character in a different costume. And there's sometimes you just kind of go, I'll just wait and buy the Build-A-Figure online.
Or the price break, if it's
exactly
cheap.
Clearance sales.
Exactly. So if we go into the other room.
Okay, as we're going through, I've got my Scooby collection here in the hallway.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Scooby-Doo.
What's your favorite piece of your Scooby collection? Look at
my favorite piece, good Lord. Well, okay, here's like the shelf. I don't know if you can see it well, because we're in the hallway. We have very little space. My favorite pieces would probably be the larger Barbies, because they were surprised from Paul for Christmas one year.
Nice.
And then also these pieces here, because they're handmade. I found them at a Comic-Con.
Oh, those are great.
I also love the salt and pepper shakers.
Who doesn't love a salt and pepper shaker set, please?
And then I love the villains. So finding any type of villain to me was really special. It's kind of dark here, sorry.
No, it's great. It kind of shows a little bit about you, that you like the villains more than...
I do. Well, and it also ties in with the horror collection. And then I have the phone.
Oh, you have a dark side out. You have a dark side. What is going on?
Oh, definitely. And the Scooby-Doo stamps.
I love them. Those
And
are
then more down there. All the movies down there.
recording. So the new movie just came out. What did you think about that?
Well, as a big fan, it was not what I expected. I mean, it's great for children. I mean, families will love it. It's still good, but I found they focused too much on the character of Blue Falcon and Dynamite rather than the Scooby Gang itself. And it was like they were guest stars in their own movie.
Oh,
And also the other problem was there was no mystery to it, which they're famous for. I mean, it was more of an action-adventure movie than a mystery movie. And then throughout part of the movie, Scooby and Shaggy were not talking to Fred, Velma, and Daphne. And, you know, during a movie like that, you want to see them work together and solve a mystery, but that didn't happen.
were they just mad at them, or
Pardon?
were they mad at them, or why? Why didn't they talk?
Yeah, they were kind of mad at them because, you know, one of the characters is Simon Cowell.
Oh yeah.
And he tells Fred, Velma, and Daphne that, you know, Shaggy and Scooby don't do anything for the group. They're better off without them. So they go their separate ways for a little while, and at the end, everybody is back together. So it's still good.
All right. Yeah, I know. Trust me. I know all about movies that are not anything like the TV.
Yeah,
That's all I'll say. Because
exactly.
I'll start my rant on it. So let's go into the other room.
Yep. So this is some of the rest of the collection in our bedroom. And I'll put you back to Paul. Hold on here.
All right.
Right. There we go.
Hello.
Hello.
So this, you go that way.
Sorry.
So this is, like I said, my favorite character is Kitty Pryde. So this is just the Kitty Pryde collection. So these are as many statues and figures and collectibles that there are, including another custom that my friend made that's into clay. That's her original green costume. And then I have one issue signed by Chris Claremont, who is one of the writers for the series. And that's the #1 of the series that got me into collecting.
Oh, wow.
And one of the Wizard certified special edition figures. I have one in pack and one out of pack, which I do have a lot of with the Kitty Pryde stuff because I want to have some in package just because she is my favorite, and some out of package because I like to display them.
Which one's your favorite there?
My favorite has to be, out of them all, would be this one. Just because I love her little dragon Lockheed. It's a character that isn't featured as much as I think it should be in the series. She gets him from an off-world planet while they're fighting a group called the Brood, and he becomes kind of her pet, but also her friend. And that's her original Excalibur blue costume. And Excalibur was one of my favorite series because it featured her and Nightcrawler and another favorite of mine, Rachel Summers, very heavily.
Beautiful. Beautiful piece. So as a true X-Men fan, do you get upset when they change your costumes?
No, well, let me rephrase that. Depending on the costumes, some of the costume choices they have had for characters have been absolutely horrible. The last one that they had for Rachel Summers, where they changed her name to Prestige, it just really wasn't anything. It was a hood and a mask, and it really did not fit her character at all. So when they changed the costume to something that doesn't seem to fit the character and how the character's been developed before, it throws everybody off a bit. And I think that's what people don't like about it, and that's what I personally don't like about it.
Is there one collectible you're searching for?
The original Marvel Legends series that they had, when it first came out, I was not aware it was only available in the US at the time. And they had a minifigure of the Build-A-Figure for a character called Puck, who is a member of the Canadian superhero team Alpha Flight, which is where Wolverine originated before he joined the X-Men. Okay. So I would love to get that whole series and get the Build-A-Figure finally for that.
Wow. What else is in the room? Let's look.
So this is some of the comics. This is not all of them. The other room had quite a few boxes. These are the ones that I have for the ongoing. So when a series comes out, a new issue comes out, I can open it up. I normally lift out the old issue and flip it upside down and put the new issue in up top, so I can keep track of everything. And then I have the
Very
Funkos
organized.
here and a couple of art pieces that I picked up at Comic-Cons, always of Kitty and Lockheed and the Funkos. And then here, back before everybody started freaking out about stuff, Marvel released lead figures. And then everybody started going, oh my God, it's lead. You can't have lead in the house. Da, 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 da. But it was never intended for children anyways. It was intended for the collectors like me who want to have them on display. And then we have the mini figures that they had in the mystery boxes for there as well.
Wow.
And then a couple of other pieces from Comic-Cons and a couple of other, I have 2 other pieces that my brother made for me for Christmas that he made as coasters. So it's just his coasters, and he put Shadowcat and Lockheed on them for me for Christmas one year.
That's fantastic. Don't worry if I'm not talking with Zoom. If I talk above you, it just sees my big head. So
No problem.
I have to be quiet. I forgot to tell you guys that. Sometimes and the past one I was like, ooh, that's really cute. And then when I watched the video, all I could see is my head.
It goes back to you, right?
It doesn't mean anything.
In this room, we have the horror collection as well. So whenever.
Let's look at the horror collection real quick.
Okay. So you can probably do this better because you're taller. So up top is some of my miscellaneous action figures. We got Shaun of the Dead, The Thing, The Fly, the Hellraiser series, and my one of my favorites, Michael Myers from Halloween, and then Scream. And then across here we got more posters. And then on top here we have some of the bigger items.
I love that stuffed alien. That is hysterical.
Yes, I have. I also have. He fell off the nail, but I also have the chest burster too. So the one that came right out of
Yes.
the chest in the beginning, and then he changes into the face hugger there. And then on the shelf here,
Dracula fell over.
oh, Dracula fell over. Or,
He's
but I have
just
more.
tired.
Some of the.
He's just tired.
I have the Funko Pop horror collection. And then down in here, I think one of my favorites is Alien. So I've got all the Alien characters again, like those are all Ripley. These are characters from the first movie, Alien. And then I got characters here from second movie, Aliens. And then underneath, the aliens themselves. One of my favorites is the Mr. Potato Head alien.
I love the potato head alien. We have to go back and talk about that in a minute.
And the little alien walking a face hugger. And then down here, I don't know how well you can see this because we don't have a lot of room. It's the Freddy Krueger. Then we got Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. And I think that's about it.
Wow. So what is your favorite horror film? Is it Aliens, I'm assuming?
Actually, my very favorite horror film is The Fog, starring Adrienne Barbeau.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't make any toys for that.
Except Adrienne.
So there's actually 2 out there that are way too expensive to get. Eventually I will. But I mean, I also love, as you can tell, Aliens,
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Okay, so let's stop. Aliens, which one do you like the most?
I think the first one.
First one?
I think the very first one, Alien.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. They're all the originals. The originals are the ones I love.
1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3?
No, just number one, the best.
Oh, so you just like all the originals?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I love the other ones too. I have them all on Blu-ray. I watch them over and over again, but the originals will never beat anything else.
Okay, so other than the potato head, the potato head, which was what was he? He was an alien.
That was an alien.
Okay, that is the wackiest thing. Hold on, I'm gonna put it.
I know.
So what is the other wackiest thing there in that collection? I mean, because there's a lot of wacky things. I love what they're doing.
Well, there's a Freddy Krueger candle. I don't know if there. Can you see it there?
Yes, I can.
Yep. And a shot glass.
Gotta have a Freddy shot glass. Do you use
Space on one side and Elm Street on the other? The wine glass. And the pair of shorts.
coming right out? Wow, that's.
I ordered the shorts online. They were the wrong size, so I can't wear them, and I couldn't return them. So I thought, okay, I'm going to put them up on my display.
It's a collectible. There you go.
Exactly.
That is hysterical. Do you?
Oh, sorry. And I do love this poster because it combines both Scooby-Doo and Friday the 13th. I bought this at a Comic-Con from a local artist.
Wow.
And then there's another one here with some other horror icons. So that's the extent of my horror collection.
Wow. Do you do a lot of collecting in the horror, or do you just buy the pieces you like?
I buy the pieces I like. I've really slowed down now because we're running out of space. And also, you know, for me, it's like every Freddy Krueger doll pretty much looks the same. So unless it's something odd, unique, rare, then I've been keeping away from certain things for now.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, I didn't ask, what was your favorite Scooby-Doo episode?
Oh, my very favorite? Geez. You know what? I think it would be the very first episode. What a Night for a Night.
I wouldn't say,
because,
I would say you're a purist. I would say you're a purist.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, can you see with the light, I think? Hold on. I want to show you one other thing in my collection, which is my Scooby-Doo tattoo, okay, which is a picture of the gang from the very first episode.
And this is suitable for, okay, I was going to say, this is suitable for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all together reading a book.
Well, they're reading a book that gives them a clue.
Do that one more time so I can do the big screen. Hold on.
Okay.
Do it again. Beautiful. Thank you.
No problem.
No one cares about me. They all wanted to look at your stuff.
Yeah, that's a favorite scene from the very first episode. Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll show Paul's tattoos as well.
We're talking tattoos.
All right.
I chose my favorite X-Men characters, heroes on the right arm, and then villains on the left arm, and had them done. And then the date and time isn't an actual issue. It's the date that I started the tattoo and my birthday.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Look at you. Now you guys are collectibles now too. So how much do you think your whole collection's worth if you had any idea what to put a price on it?
Oh Lord. I'm gonna say, including comic issues, I'm probably looking at around, I'd say 25 to 30,000.
Wow, excellent. Now, do you sell anything ever, or do you not sell things?
The only stuff I sell is if I accidentally buy a duplicate, because there are times that it's hard to go through the pictures because I take pictures of everything on my phone, And then if we're out somewhere, I go through the phone and go, okay, I don't have it. And then sometimes you just miss it and you'll pick it up anyways.
Oh, I know.
Otherwise, I always tell people, I'll sell it when someone will make money when I'm dead. Until then, it stays here.
Tell your parents or whoever not to sell it. Have someone come in and appraise it and sell it.
Exactly.
Not a yard sale, people. It's not a yard sale.
No.
Yeah, it's funny because when you said that I was going through boxes and I was like, I'll look through magazines. I'm like, did I just see this magazine? And then I like another box. I'm like, did I just see this same mag? So.
Yep.
I know it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard when there's so much and you're trying to get like those one or two pieces that you don't have and you're sure you don't have it. And then you get home and you look on the shelf or you open up a box and there it is. And you're like, damn it.
You're like, you gave it a good home. Just look at it that way.
Exactly.
We already went best find. We already asked what you're desperate. Is there anything either of you are desperately looking for? If someone watches this and they go, "Oh yes, we have that."
I think for me, there's like I said, only the initial Legend series that I'm looking for. Other than that, there's one Shadowcat statue I do not have that I haven't seen available in Canada yet. It just came out, I think, late last year. So that's the only one that I'm still searching for.
Now, I interviewed, I can't remember her name, the Scooby-Doo she was also in Canada. She says the biggest thing about Canada is shipping. Do you find that also?
Yes, very much.
Yes.
It's very expensive.
Because you can find stuff on eBay and find stuff on Amazon easily. It's just...
And then shipping would be twice the price of the actual item you're buying.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Why is that?
That's why we don't buy a lot online, to be honest. We just go to flea markets, antique markets, garage sales, those kind of things.
This is also the fun of the hunt, too. To try
it is the fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I started.
I love the hunt. To me, I have a lot of friends that collect and they go, oh, you can just order it on eBay and you can get this and order it on Amazon. And I just look at them and go, but that takes the joy out of looking for it and finally finding it somewhere and going, oh my God, I got it. You know, that moment of elation that when you finally find it.
Exactly. When I've even taken my mom and she'll spot things in antique stores for me, and I'm like, I already have it, or if it's at a good price, I'll purchase it again. But
I have friends who will text me a photo. Oh, I'm at so and so flea market or a garage sale today. Do you have this item? And if I do, fine. If I don't, they'll buy it for me and send it my way.
Beautiful. So, how do you feel about the fan in your collectible? How is the fellow fandism? How are they? Do you have a lot of friends in other collectibles that collect the same things you guys do?
I have a lot. I'm in a couple of X-Men groups on Facebook and Facebook groups. I have a couple of friends. From going to comic stores in the area for years, I know a couple of store owners. I know friends who collect. I have Facebook friends just because we're all X-Men fans. A lot of X-Men fans, they're purists when it comes to the comic book. Everything has to be exactly like the comic book. If not, then it's no good. Or it's not the 91 to 95 series. It doesn't match what that storyline was. It doesn't match that costume exactly. I don't like it. I say, you know what? It's the love of the character. It's not the love of what it does on screen or who portrays that character or whether or not they match exactly. It's the love of the character itself, a character that you may be your favorite that's finally up on screen, or it may be just the fact that X-Men are on screen and you get to see it, whether it's animated or in a movie or TV. It's for the love of the character. You should support it to keep that genre alive.
Same here.
Same here. Unless they screw up the movies really bad, then I don't.
Yeah. You know what? But I own all the Scooby-Doo movies, and some are not favorites. I would probably not watch again, but I still want to have it in my collection.
That's true.
I'm still a purist in that way.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know that last Charlie's Angels one though. What that was?
No, I don't even own that one. I don't even own it. I saw it once, and that was quite enough.
Exactly. That's how I feel with certain ones.
It's
But
it's sad when I, you know, as a collector and a purist of a series or, you know, a movie or whatever you collect, it's hard when the studios don't stay with the Bible of what you're
exactly.
And I don't mind if they want to expand it and whatever, but if you don't stay with the Bible of what stands for, you know, the essence of whatever you collect or whatever you love, it's really hard to get behind it, and it's hard to
It is
hard to watch it. So
definitely.
guys, unless there's another room there.
Well, actually, no.
The only thing that hasn't been shown is the DVD collection, which is just a whole nother world in and of itself.
Do you have pictures of any of the people that played roles of the actors?
No. No, we don't really have anything autographed or photos like that. No.
I have just a couple of comics autographed by authors and writers and inkers and stuff like that, but none of the actual actors or actresses that played the characters on the movies.
Well, fine. Who cares about them?
Same here. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, guys, thank you so much for letting me look at your whole collection and sharing it with me and everybody who's watching right now.
Well, thank you.
Where can people find you online if they have pieces they want to like send you for free or whatever?
Yeah, for free is good.
Well, my email, I have no problem with putting that out there. My email is pjsadie, SADIE, 42@gmail.com.
And I can be reached through that too.
And he can be reached through me too. And just send us an email with any comments or anything else like that. I love meeting other fans and meeting other people that are part of this community. So the more the merrier.
Definitely.
Right, more the merrier. It's fantastic. Guys, thank you for taking the time with me today. It was
thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you very much, Mike.
This was a lot of fun.
And thank you, everybody out there watching Collector's Haven. Please share this with friends, neighbors, even enemies that you don't want to know that these people have a bigger collection than they do. Thank you so much, and watch out for the next Collector's Haven. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.